You see, if you accept the premise that what you're really reaching for is to be aligned with source, that when you say, I want to be in love with my girlfriend, that what you're really saying is, I want to have the fullness of all that I am present in my relationship with my girlfriend. If you can really acknowledge that really what you're reaching for is this emotional manifestation, and if we can show you that in a very short period of time you can achieve that emotional manifestation, then you're home free on every subject in the world. Then it's just fun to go there and do that, and then watch what happens. Watch everything else fill in around it. So let's go general on this subject. So you could say, for example, I don't want to make this a big deal. Now, you don't really mean it, but it is a more general statement. I don't want to make this a big deal. You could also say, and you did say, in fact, she's well-meaning in it. In other words, she really, well, maybe she's not well-meaning. Maybe it isn't because she wants my daughter to eat well. It's that she's irritated that she's put herself out and someone isn't appreciating it. Now, we just got more detailed and made it feel worse. In fact, we got more detailed and made it feel worse than it felt when you were telling the story. You see what we're getting at? So we went in exactly the opposite direction of what we're reaching for here. So what kind of general statement could you make that would soften that a little bit, that would make it feel better?
She's concerned about her health, so she wants her to eat.
Good. Now she's concerned about her health is more specific than you really need to go, because you don't want health concerns either, and that's bothering you a little bit. You don't want her shining a negative spotlight on your daughter because
I don't believe, since I've been following the teachers and I've been in perfect health for years, I don't believe that food has anything to do with health. I think, like we talked about, it's a misalignment.
All right. So now you say to yourself, but whether it's an argument about food that's disallowing health, or whether it's an argument about somebody who's arguing about food, is still an argument, and it's still disallowing. And so then you go to a general place. I don't want this to be an issue. I want this to just soften, and I accept that it's well-meaning, and maybe if I don't add to it, it won't get bigger. And I've noticed that anything that I shine my attention on does get bigger. And I'm not ignoring it like putting my head in the sand. I'm diffusing something that isn't working. Because that's what happens in most relationships where people are on different ends of a subject, is that you're afraid to give up your perspective for fear that the other one will win out, that they'll get what they want. And when you look at it the way that it is in terms of vibration, I'm going to withdraw my attention from it for the purpose of allowing it to diffuse. In other words, if you can hear this, that specific negative is just going to get more and more and more specific, and more and more and more contentious, and more and more and more negative, and more and more and more a problem, so that your work really is to diffuse the specifics and go into a general place. Now, remember, we're not having this discussion because we want you to win the argument or win the battle, or even win over your girlfriend to seeing food or relationship of your daughter with food in the way that you do. That's not the point of this discussion. The point of this discussion that we're having with you is much simpler and much more singular. We're just trying to get you from specifically negative to generally negative. That's it. That's completely it. Because we know if we can get you from specifically negative to generally negative, that we can get you from generally negative to generally positive, and then we know you'll have the alignment that you're reaching for, which is what you asked for when you sat down here. You said, I want to love my girlfriend. And we're saying to you, then you got to be in the vortex. And you say, but she does stuff that keeps me out of the vortex. And we say, but I want to love my girlfriend. I want to love her. Then you got to go in the vortex. But she keeps me out of the vortex. And most people say, then she needs to do something different so I can go into the vortex. And we say, No, you got to figure out how to get in there anyway. You got to figure out how to get in there anyway. And the way you get in there is by going general. That's the message. The way you get into the vortex is by diffusing the specifics of the vibration that are the only thing that are keeping you out. Clear? So you just got to go general, and when you go general, then you'll go generally positive. And as soon as you get generally positive, the vortex will take you in and show you specifics, and then you'll win.
Okay. Okay, real quick, because I know people got other questions. But
It's all right, because there's nothing more significant than this. We're talking all day about going general and building the grid, and now you're giving us a perfect opportunity for you to demonstrate that movement into that place. And so we want to stay here long enough that you feel that movement over there. So now we know you understood all of this intellectually. We know we actually felt it move in you viscerally. So now talk about the same subject from where you are, and let's see if it has shifted at all. In other words, the same subject of the food thing. My girlfriend and I differ. Really general.
My girlfriend and I, we just don't agree about what foods my daughter should be eating or how.
Now you're getting more specific than is serving you. You see, listen to this statement. My girlfriend and I differ in the way we approach that. You feel how more general that is?
Yeah.
If you start pointing out how you differ, then you start,
Specific.
then it starts getting more specific, and it holds you there longer. We differ. We differ on a lot of things.
Thanks.
Diversity is a good thing. It puts balance in our relationship. It's what makes the world go round. It's good that we don't see things exactly the same way. Together we make a really good person because we have variety of things. In places that I'm strong, it helps her. In places that she's strong, it helps me. Our differences are not a bad thing. Our differences are a good thing. She has a wonderful heart. I know that she genuinely cares about me and my daughter. All is really well here. This has never been a big deal. I don't even know why I brought it up. So what else? Because this is the way it works. Things come up, you feel the discord, which lets you know this is an issue that you're using as an excuse to hold yourself out of whack with who you are. And remember what you said when you sat down. Remember what you said that you wanted. I want to love. I want to be in alignment with who I am, so that when I hold this magnificent woman as my object of attention, I see her in the breadth and depth and fullness of all that the source within me sees, because I so want that in-love feeling that I can only have when I'm in tune with the whole of that which I am. That's what you said. That's what you said.
That's what I want.
That's what you want.
That's exactly what
and
I want.
So, and are we convincing you that it's your work, not hers?
Yes.
And the work is and so over the food thing, you've aligned it. It's in a better place than it's ever been. What else? So as you take this and this and this and this, different subjects, and you move general and you move general and you move general and you move general, before you know it, there's hardly anything that's holding you apart from who you are. Not just in the relationship with her, but in relationships with everyone. As you're moving general, until before you know it, you're this loving, allowing person more of the time. And you see, here's the way we like to describe it. And you can hear this, and as it starts happening to you, then you know it, because words don't teach. It's only life experience that teaches. But this is the process. We've been crowing for a long time about this vortex. We're surprised you've put up with it for so long, because it's not something that you can see. In other words, you're taking our word for it, that there's this vibrational state of being that is the basis of all things that are coming to you that you want, and that your inner being is in there holding the vibrational tone of it, and all you have to do is figure out how to stop doing that thing you're doing that's holding you out, and the vortex will take you in. So as we talk about this vortex taking you in, how do you know that you even went in? Because you can't see it. You can't see the manifestations yet. So how do you know? Well, the first manifestation that is revealed to you when you are in our hypothetical vortex is that you feel it. It's an emotional manifestation. So you can accomplish that as we did just now. You accomplished that just now. And once you accomplish that, then the next way that it shows itself to you is you start having these thoughts about it, and other people start saying things. In other words, the manifestation just starts fleshing out and fleshing out and fleshing out. So that then when we say vortex first, and then the vortex affects the manifestation, you do the vortex work, and then the vortex affects the manifestation. So what happens, what you're going to notice as soon as the next time you have any kind of interaction with this person, you will see a literal manifestation that is evidence of the shift that you made vibrationally. And once you start getting the hang of that, then it's easier and easier. But we love the conversation that we've had with you just now, because you sat down and made it very clear that what mattered most to you was what we want all of you to know is what you're always looking for. That's always the question that you're asking at the basis of every question. I want to love the way I'm capable of loving. That's what is at the core of every single desire that you hold. So what else beside the food thing?
Well, with that particular issue, again, not related to her, but